thanks for joining me again at the Wellbeing Guinea Pig. And my name's Jenny, and I'm going to be talking to you today about a subject that I've got to be honest with you, I'm quite dubious about approaching it in a very what would be the word, in a very subtle way, not being gratuitous. Yeah, so I don't want to be gratuitous in any sort of way. I want to see if I can put it over in the way that it's meant, and to be extremely realistic about, you know, where I am and where I know that a lot of us females are. So today I'm at a hotel, and I haven't got the children. I haven't got my husband here. He's away doing golf. Oh, he's so obsessed with golf. Anyway, he's having a lovely time golfing, and we decided that we wanted to have an evening away without the children, and it just to be us, so we can have a conversation. You know what it's like having young children at home. By the time you sit down to communicate, it's like after 9 o'clock, and you just really don't want to talk because you're just so tired. So that's the way it is in our household anyway. But the subject that I want to talk to you about today is our sex life. And well, I don't want to go into detail about our sex life, but the point that I want to get over to you, to the viewers, is that me and my husband have been together nearly 18 years now, 18 years in January, and it's had its ups and downs. It's a subject that, yeah, when me and the girls are all together, we'll sort of, you know, have a conversation about where we are. And all of us are at different stages. Some of my friends are in the first throes of these relationships, and then there's other people like me who've been together with their partners an extremely long time. And it's something we don't always want to admit to other people, that in certain times that those areas of our life are pretty sort of lacking, really. Yeah, so we tend to start off these relationships, and it's extremely passionate, and you know, you remember those days. It's just like everything's a big whirlwind, everything's romantic, everything's sexual and sensual, and it's just any opportunity to sort of get it on, you know, you will. And then I think really for me, and I'll probably speak for a lot of females that I know as well, after the first 5 years, things do change. I think it changes on both ends. You know, I do think that it's there's no blame game here. It just becomes less of a priority. And the reason why I'm dealing with this topic today is I found it quite interesting, with the fact that I'm doing a lot of goal setting at the moment because of you know, training to be a life coach. I know so much about nutrition and, you know, lifestyle in general, and you know, areas of our life to improve on, our careers, relationships, loving relationships with your children, or, you know, your loved ones, you know, keeping fit, getting healthy. You can goal set in all these areas of your life, but when it comes to the sexual side of things, it's almost looked at like you shouldn't need to do anything there. That should be spontaneous. You know, if you start controlling that, you, especially as a female, you are looked at as a control freak. You know, it's like, oh look, you know, that spontaneity, when you know, you hear it so many times with people girls wanting to, ladies wanting to get pregnant, and then the spontaneity goes. But I think it's realistic to say that after so many years, 15, 20 years of being with the same person, let's face it, it really is like, oh, it's you again. Hello, you. Well, let's have those moves, those unique moves that you always put on me, you know? So it does really sort of, I think it's just because we don't know how to communicate to change it. It is one of those areas where we just shouldn't need to do it. You know, you feel that way. I don't want to tackle that. It feels uncomfortable. But really, it is an area that we need to goal set, you know. And like I say, I don't mean goal set as in, right, we need to have it, you know, trying for a baby, we need to do it. I literally mean making it a bigger priority. So hence this is what I'm talking about, coming to the hotel. So I realised that, especially with me going through anxiety and depression through lockdown, you know, that affects all areas of your life. You know, it's not just one area, it affects all areas. And then, you know, like your partner may be very considerate of what you've been through and not want to necessarily push that side too much. And I think that's definitely been a case for me. But I've taken stock now, whereas before I kind of looked at it like, well, it feels uncomfortable, so you know, you're doing this and you're not doing that, and it's unfair because, like any area of your life, I need to take control of it. It's the onus is on me. You can't change another person's way of doing things and the way that they think of things. You can only make a difference to yourself. And so this is what I've come to the conclusion, because I think once you get the gist of goal setting, you then see where you can apply that to other areas of your life, you know, and it applying it may be different, but it's the same principle. So I really realised that, you know, nearly 18 years down the line and going through some horrendous times emotionally, it needs to be a priority. So, and I still feel virile. You know, my husband's still virile. There's no issues. It's getting out those habits and needing to get back into good habits and times where you can, you know, build on those special feelings and the sensual feelings. And, you know, I think as well, sometimes this is another good point. Well, I feel it is. I'm just speaking on, you know, my own experiences, but I think us ladies sometimes hide behind, oh, you know, I want a massage and I want to feel love before you know, we get into it. And I think to myself now, why do we go down that to that place when we start off so sexual and so hungry for it? So actually, no, I kind of want to get back to having my bum smacked in a very ladylike way. But you know, I want to feel that real sense of adventure coming back into the bedroom. So, you know, little things like, so, you know, you getting out your garments again, you know, visiting Ann Summers, get the little thing, getting the red out, you know, and sort of we move away from dressing up. So, you know, I know that I need to start at that point and spontaneously have time together like this and get deals where you can get cheap hotels, or, you know, there's offers on to, because it's so easy to just say, oh, the kids are staying at a relative's or your friends or whoever's, oh, we just cuddle up, you know, and we just, no, doesn't do anything for your sex life at all. You really do need to put yourself out there. So this is what I'm doing, and I want to talk about it, and I want to do this video to talk about it, because it's something we just kind of squirm away from, and I really don't understand why, because there's no shame in it. It's another area of our life that we just need to address. So I've got this as one of my goals. There's a few other goals which I'm working on, but I think I could have just so easily have sidelined this one and said, oh no, because I don't know how, you know, my husband's going to feel about this, and I don't know whether this will come out right, you know, talking about my sex life, you know, who's going to be watching this. But yeah, I am actually okay with being real and okay with being me, and saying, you know, things do change as you go through this journey with your life partner, and you really, you know, it goes to peaks and troughs, and it's just trying to get back to having those peaks. So that's where I'm at. Thank you so much for listening to me. Again, I'll say that if you want me to talk about any topic that you think's relevant at the moment, preferably not corona, then I'd love that. And if you could click the like and subscribe to my channel, it just gives me that little bit of a boost to say, oh, I feel like I am a little bit appreciated, and you know, honesty is the best policy. So yeah, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.